Welcome back. I hope you are enjoying the learning. As a part of this video, we'll understand having class. What is this having class doing in SQL? Whenever you are doing the analysis, you may have to do analysis on various dimensions. Values will be filtered based on the rows in that column. Or sometimes you may have to filter the groups itself. When I say group, groups formed after group by. If you remember, we have already dealt with where class. Where class will help us to provide the condition based on a column. But where class cannot be used with the aggregate functions. If we want to sort the group itself, where class will not help us. So having class will come to our rescue there. Having class enables us to specify the conditions that filter which group the results. Having class help us to filter the groups itself, which are formed after group by and aggregations. So as we already started indicating, where class places the condition based on the selected columns. On the other hand, having class places the condition on the groups. We would need both of them. In some of the analysis, we can do only with the where class, but some of the analysis, we need to filter based on the group. That is when having class will come to our help. It is always followed after the group by class. So without group by class, having class may not have a much meaning in a SQL query. This is the syntax to use the having class. If you see here, we are saying select name of the column and from table, and we are saying where condition, okay, will group by the column name and will provide the having condition. So this having condition will be applied based on the aggregation. And in the end, we can also use the order by. We'll see this as a part of the practical example. We are saying where class is different from having class. We are trying to explain the having class by using a where class. So we'll try to understand how having class is different from the where class. In the having class, we use the having class to fetch the data or value from the groups. On the other hand, we use the where class to fetch the data or values from the tables. This is groups. When I say tables, we are referring to the columns there. Okay, it is groups here. Having class is always executed with the group by class. On the other hand, it is not necessary for where class to always to be executed with group by class. Couple of more differences. Whenever we want to use the having class, we can only use the select statement with having class. On the other hand, we can use the where class with the update, delete, and select statements. As we already indicated, it is used to filter the groups, but where class is used to filter the records of the table based on a column. Let's take an example and try to understand the having class. This is an employee table with some 6 columns and 8 records. If I want to apply the having class on this, how do I do it? So I will say select department ID and sum of the salary from employee. I'm saying group by department ID and having salary greater than 80,000. So what happens is first group by happens. Within the group by, you will have 3 groups like department ID 1, 2, and 3. Within that, we may have some of the salaries. So let us say some X value and there is a Y value, then there is a Z value. Now, if I want to filter based on this, I want to know the group which is having a sum of the salary greater than 80,000. That is where we will use the having class. After executing this, we'll get these 2 records. See here, the third group is not visible because third group has 30,000 plus 50,000, that becomes 80,000. And our condition says salary, sum of the salary is greater than 80,000. You cannot achieve this by using a where class. We can also use the having class with condition. How do you mention the condition? We mention the condition with the where class. So now what happens here is first where class will be executed. Those results will be funneled to group by, and within that we have a condition by having class. Now the result should be different because before the group by happens, we have only funneled the records which are having a department ID greater than 1. That means this record, this record, this record are not even considered to be part of the group by. So after the group by, we have one group, that is 28,000 plus null plus 90,000. That will be 1,18,000. The next group is 3. These two records, department ID 2, now department ID 3 would be 30,000 plus 50,000, that is 80,000. So out of these two groups, only this satisfy this having class condition. Awesome, isn't it? So we can also use the having class with the order by. Here if you see, everything remains same. I'm saying group by department ID having some salary greater than 80,000. I'm saying order by department ID. When we execute this, it will order by the department ID because we are saying order by. Since we are not mentioning ascending or descending, it is sorting by ascending order. Just to take one more example, what we can do is instead of ordering by department ID, we can order by some salary. If you see, the order will change now. Okay. So since we are saying order by sum of the salary, 1,18,000 will be listed first, followed by 1,65,000 because we are ordering by this particular column. We can also use a different aggregation functions with the having class. Earlier we were using a sum. Now we can use a count. In this case, we want to count the number of records in each of the group, and I want to get only those groups which are having more than 2 records. Then we'll get department 1 and department 2 because in group 3 we have only 2 records. We can also use having class to select other columns. In this case, if you see, I'm saying select employee name location from employee. We are specifying this having class as a part of the subquery. So here I'm saying select department ID from employee group by department ID having count star. So based on these, we'll select these two columns. So the answer would be Srinivas, Pune, Radhakrishnan, Chennai. Excellent. We understood how having class works as a part of the conceptual class.